Happy New Year, everybody. First YouTube video of hopefully more. I really was not thinking of doing this at all, but I told myself I wanted to make at least hopefully a YouTube video a week. And now that I'm saying it out loud, hopefully that promise will be held too. But, just hopping on the camera right now on a quick topic about how I feel about living in New York City now. It's been about 2.5 months. It's been very interesting moving here, and I think I can share a lot of insights to folks that are thinking about it or have been here could relate to me. And I'm definitely not going to try and be some type of New Yorker and act like I've been here a million years and I know everything. But really, just my honest feedback after moving here for 2 months in October, and now we're starting off the new year and plan to be here longer. But I think there's a couple key insights, and the biggest one just being first of all that I thought I'd expect this, but I'm seeing it even more true than I would expect it to be is that it's a very humbling experience coming here. If you've never even lived in a big city before, but even a smaller city, I think just coming to a place like New York, there's so many people achieving so many amazing things here, right? You have folks obviously crushing it traditionally on Wall Street in the financial world. You also have the theater and arts that are historically known from coming from New York City, fashion, and then you bring in the tech world, which I work in. There's a massive technology shift coming here to New York City as well to kind of be a finance and tech place too. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other cool things besides actual professions that people are building here that's really intimidating from a professional standpoint, but also just seeing the beautiful architecture, the history of how many successful folks have been here in the past. Just walking through Central Park and looking up at Billionaires Row, thinking about how did these people make that much money and become so successful. There's so many points around walking through here and being through here where you just think, wow, I thought maybe I've accomplished some things in my life, but people have accomplished so much more. And I don't want to be envious of that. I want to be inspired by that, feel more ambitious by that. I think if you're an ambitious person, which I try to think myself to be sometimes, is that you'll come here and get that New York City energy that people talk about. You'll feel it because you realize there's so much more you can do. There's so much more potential inside of you. And when there's people around you that are like-minded, who have big dreams, big aspirations, I think it's just contagious at the end of the day. It makes you realize that you can believe those things about yourself too, and they could come true, which is really exciting, right? Seeing people actually achieve your goals is um, amazing. I think that that's probably the second biggest point that I'll lead into too is that the people embody this energy and the people here in general. I wouldn't want to say humbling, but probably going to fall into that bucket of just so interesting, exciting, and to talk to because they make you more ambitious. I try to go to networking events out loud. I try to, sorry, out at night. I don't feel like adding this video to be honest with you. Try to go to networking events, try to go to happy hours, try to go to, I work in crypto and technology. I try to go to events, kind of catered towards those type of folks. Um, and then obviously, you can easily go out and drink at a bar or restaurant, meet so many different cool people just like that. Everyone's there to be social. Um, Co-working spaces too. I personally work um, somewhat remotely based in a sense. So I kind of have a spot here to meet people. And there's so many founders and builders in those types of situations too. And when you go on about and meet these people, you can just tell that they want to listen to you too for once, which is like I feel like a lot of times maybe in other parts of the world, and you kind of maybe want to pitch yourself and like explain what you're doing and like hear what they're doing too. Maybe really talk about business or talk about like the thing that you're going for in life. When a lot of times maybe you go to like a sports bar with people and they're just the last thing I want to do is just talk about work. The last thing I want to do is talk about their ambitions or their dreams or the things that they probably should be working on. I think everyone in New York is like, hey, I know what I need to be working on, and I'm here working on that thing. Versus people in other parts of the world, they're like, hey, let's not talk about that. Most likely because just like myself, we're all humans. We're avoiding those things that we're looking to actually achieve and approach. We think we can do them, but we haven't taken any actionable steps to actually do them. So I think that's the thing about people here. Everyone's living life to the fullest. Everyone's really trying to do something. It's an expensive place to be. You don't just come here to sit around and do whatever. I made the decision to be here because I knew that it was an investment in my future to get everything I can out of the city and the people that work and live here, and hopefully that can compound into later things in my life, right? So when you get that same exact energy from everyone else when you actually meet them and come here. um, on that note, with the expensive thing I just mentioned, that's probably the best point number three is that things are very expensive here. and they seem to only be getting more expensive. But on that same note, like a lot of the world's getting expensive too. I'm from not too far away in the Northeast. I think this whole area of the country is getting a bit expensive. If you go to a lot of cities, the prices are going up. It's kind of just like choose your expensive, honestly, at this point. I think San Francisco and New York City, going to both places and going out both places. San Francisco actually may be a bit more expensive, which is crazier, but New York City, yeah, everything's just a little more expensive, and you just like, yep, there it is. You kind of wince every time. But you can be smart about it. You can find great places all over Manhattan, no matter what, to have a good time. You shouldn't be scared away from coming here and not being able to like not enjoy the actual city. There's plenty of like cheaper bars, nicer restaurants, groceries, like grocery stores, Targets. Like you can come here and you can live your life reasonably. If you want to go out to all the best clubs here and go to the trendiest spots, and you like to go out to eat every night, then things are definitely going to add up as well. So I think on that note, any person that says they're going to move to New York or claims that they do, there's always the, oh, it's so expensive reaction. But I think a lot of the people here, and hopefully including myself, realize that that's actually just an investment in your goals, an investment in yourself, and the price that you're willing to pay to eventually become the person that you want to become. And this place is going to be a stepping stone along that path. You may not be here forever, may not be permanent, maybe a year, 3 years, whatever it is. But you're willing to kind of pay that price to, move forward. Um, and that's probably my last and biggest point is that this place isn't permanent for everybody. There's people from all over the world here. I think it's actually crazy how many foreign and international folks I meet in New York. You hear so many different languages all the time. Parts of Europe, I still think I know all the parts of Europe. I really don't. They'll say some place that doesn't make sense again. Um, and that in a way that is also sad because when everyone's at a place and they're not from a place, the place can't be build a soul of its own. I think many people do move here and come to stay here. But there's people with your young professionals. There's people just here for 3 to 6 months. There's people traveling. There's people being tourists. There's people that are going to live here and come back, or maybe they've been here 9, 10 years. It's just a mix of a lot of folks that are coming in and out. You're going to meet so many people from different walks and ways of life. Um, that it's pretty crazy to think, and that like when you leave the city, no matter what, this thing is just going to keep on running. Like you leave, no one cares. It just nonstop. More people are coming in and leaving. So I guess just knowing it's a transitional place. You don't have to be here forever. You can stay forever if you want to. I think that's like the coolest part is how many people want to come here and have different lives and path stories. But um, that's really it. Those are my biggest points I wanted to like share from anyone thinking about moving to this part of the world. I think that I hopefully will be here for an extended period of time. The way it's changed my life and just my own self identity with who I could become has been priceless, honestly. Um, you start to really, I think, get used to his place like 6 months to a year is when you really become someone from there. But even just like being 2.5 months in, really just starting to recognize how my perspective on a lot of things in life are changing. And that's really, what I wanted to come here and achieve. So for anyone thinking about it, feel free to comment or DM me at all to ask more questions about how I figured it out to come here. And we'll love to meet any more folks in New York City in the area that want to, hopefully maybe see this video and connect sometime. Everyone, hope you have a great start to this year. First YouTube video that may be a bit fumbly or whatever. It's um, bit clocky or whatever. Maybe I'll edit some in the future, but subscribe for more. Really just going to be focused on, emotional, intelligent insights, self-help and everything like that, how to be more successful in your professional life. I'm in business and entrepreneurship, probably like psychology skills, which are like the main things I really want to make this channel about. Those are the main interests of myself, and I think probably the most important things to life, and it brings, all success metrics together. So thanks so much. Cheers.